Hey everyone, Brian from Variable Traders here. It is Wednesday, March 24th, and you can see what kind of a day we had here. I just thought I'd throw these charts up because it's always a good quick picture of how things went with the markets today. You can see Dow started out strong and then weakened up as the day went on. And then, of course, you can see here with all these charts, we had selling throughout the day, all these lower highs, lower high, lower high, pretty much all the same on all the charts. Just couldn't the markets just couldn't find footing. Every pop was sold, and then you'd have a pop back and a sold again, sold again, sold until we had this big selling pressure right into the close here on all the indexes. So not a very good ending to the day, that's for sure. So let's take a quick look at the indexes as we do every Wednesday and weekend, Sunday. So you can see here the transports actually finished up on the day 1%, although well off the highs of the day. But you can see here this area of 14,250 seems to be an area that we continue to bang our heads on and pull back from. So transport's still staying strong. I think the economy overall is still strong. They're still looking for a good recovery in the back end of the year. So all you can say is some of these indicators are starting to roll over, and maybe we're getting a little bit tired here, a bit of a consolidation. Maybe we're still going to get a pullback on the transports at some point, but they're hanging in there. Volume was pretty light on the transports today. So as go the transports, so does the Dow, as they say. And here's again, we've had this pullback on the yields, and this has been what we kind of expected as we got quite extended from these moving averages. Every time we got fairly extended, we get a pullback. So we're getting one now. And again, we are still definitely in an uptrend on the yields. This is at this point still just a pullback. If we start to break down through these moving averages, then maybe we'd reconsider our thesis on this. But at this point, we are still in an uptrend on the yields. More about that in a minute. So here's the Dow. Again, nice surge on the day, but couldn't hold and then ended up selling off. We were pretty much flat on the day with the Dow volume kind of average. Some of the indicators rolling over here on the Dow. Again, we got really extended. And here's the IWM on the day. Really ugly trading on the IWM. We actually started out in the green, was looking pretty strong into the open, and then just continued to sell off throughout the day there. And we did so on volume here. You can see stochastics, all these indicators rolling over, indicating continued weakness. So I would have expected this area to hold here, this sort of 211, 212 area, 215 area. We blew through that. And now we could be coming down to this sort of 209, 208 area. This area that was prior support here. It's also prior support here. There was a low on that, 207. So I suspect we could be coming down to at least 207 here before we get, at the very least, get a bounce. But this uptrend has been broken. This is an example of a broken uptrend. The Qs, yeah, and today this was an especially interesting day because yields were dropping and the Qs were dropping. We've obviously had this issue with the yields going up and technology not liking it. Now yields went down and technology apparently didn't like it today either. So again, the Q's in a bit of a trouble here. We're right back down to where we should be getting some support at 310. I would expect that we might get a bounce off there. But again, this index is definitely struggling right now, and if we can't hold 310, then this 300 level, 305, and then 310 could be the next levels of support on the Qs. And the SPY again started out like it was looking like it was going to be a good day, and then the seller stepped in here, and we're right at the 20 moving average now. Again, volume not horrendously high like this day here. But again, indicators kind of rolling over a little bit here. And so we could end up, pulling back a little more and then sort of chopping and consolidating. But this is definitely a bit of a market correction. Yeah, and here's the dollar. The dollar really had a good day today in terms of strength. Broke out from this prior high, and again, the emerging market ETFs took a bit of a hit here today. Not surprising. Gold and silver hung on pretty well, despite the fact that the U.S. dollar was going higher. Materials seemed to do okay. And the VIX, you would have expected with a lot of selling in the SPY, the Qs, and the IWM, or at least the IWM and the Qs especially, you would have thought we would have got a little bit more of a spike on VIX. So again, not a huge amount of fear in this market, but maybe we'll get a candle like this tomorrow on the VIX. Bit of a double bottom here, and definitely oversold on the stochastics, and we are turning back up, so maybe we are going to get a bit of a pickup in the VIX. TLT, again, just an indicator. This is the price of the bond, so an indicator that as the bond prices go up, yields go down. So we had another down day on the yields, and as I mentioned earlier, Qs did not respond the way we would have expected. You would have thought the Qs would shoot up as the bond yields dropped, treasury yields dropped. Let's take a quick look at our candles at a glance, and I've got a webinar here, so I'm going to have to wrap things up fairly quickly. Again, talked about the SPY already, but you can see discretionaries. These are the stocks that take a hit when people are getting defensive, and certainly that's what's going on right now. Seems like communications took a big hit today after putting in this nice double top. We talked about technology already, took a big hit today. Industrials and materials, like as I mentioned, they kind of hung in okay, especially with on the materials with the U.S. dollar strong. It was a bit of a divergence as well. Energy got a pop today. I think part of that was a event-driven risk with this. There was a freighter that blocked the Suez Canal, I think it was. So there was some concern about oil getting in and out. So oil popped up. Obviously, energy sector was getting a little bit overbought here, or oversold here, and I actually bought some as this was selling off here yesterday. I bought some not XLE, the Horizon Beta ETF for energy, Canadian one, and it got a nice pop today on that news with the freighter. So I don't know. I'm not going to admit that I had anything to do with the freighter blocking the canal. So staples again hung in pretty strong here. And again, this is more of a defensive trade, just like the utilities, which is where money goes when they get defensive. Financials hung in pretty well today. Here's another sort of different, the yields were going down, and financials really didn't, really kind of found a bit of a bid today, up 0.36%. So typically when yields drop, the financials drop. So anyway, and the REITs, they hung in okay here today too as well. So that's it. Hope everyone had a good day. Yeah, I've really lightened up on a lot of my positions right now. I'm just going to sort of sit back and watch, take some shorts during the day if I see an opportunity, like I did today with SQQQ. And we'll just see where things start to settle out and see how the rest of the week unfolds. But it's certainly, I think it's going to be more volatile. There's been some technical damage done, and there's just not a lot of people buying at these levels. There's money probably just sitting on the sideline waiting for better prices. So keep your powder dry and just see where things go. So have a great rest of the evening, everybody. Here is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. That's how I would wrap things up. If you haven't checked it out. So, and always, if you like this video, smash the like button. Always appreciate that. And of course, if you're going to join us, we start the pre-market show with Jared at 8 o'clock, engineering the markets. And then 8:30 to 9:30, we've got Carlos and Norm doing the pre-market show, taking us through the stocks in play. And then, of course, we'll be on trading the market opens. If you're going to join us. Again, the first two spots are live on YouTube. So take care, everyone. And like I said, we'll hopefully see you in the morning. Bye for now.